Welcome back to the Local W. I apologize for being gone for like a week. I was practicing vocals and I was like screaming in a different type of way than I normally do because I thought it sounded cool, and I blew up my vocal cords. My voice just kind of left, but it's back now. So I figured what better way to make my return to the internet on YouTube is if I were to cover the game that we play, the Fever. Now we played the Fever at home, so it was our chance to see the Caitlin Clark World Tour, basically, and it was basically just what the internet says. It was like a Taylor Swift concert. I don't know if I've ever seen that much of Cornfield Twitter in person before, but yeah, they were there. A lot of Iowa jerseys, a lot of nastiness. I did kind of want to make this video, me finally getting the chance to slander her, but again, there's just so many other things happening with this team. I don't have a chance for extracurriculars. Now, I will not say that this loss is 100% the fault of the Atlanta Dream, because there are some egregious superstar calls that are being given to Aaliyah Boston that I just don't understand where it's coming from. She's a second-year player, and like Ryan doesn't get these calls. Gumawale doesn't get these. Even Sabrina Ionescu does not get calls like this, and I'm just highly confused as to what's going on. Aaliyah Boston is allowed to elbow people in the kidney, but the second somebody, tosses a ball at her in frustration, now it's an issue. Tina Charles is out there giving her life on defense and offense, just doing her best to stay in front of Aaliyah Boston, and Aaliyah is great. She's a really good basketball player. She's really coming to her own. This season is way better than her rookie year. I hate her fans with a passion, but shout out to her as a person. Got the new hair, look, just doing great. I mean, she's a beast playing out there. She's just great. I want to make that clear. I love Aaliyah Boston. I'm voting for her for the All-Star game. Like, I love Aaliyah Boston. I just think she gets away with a lot because of who is on her team. There's a lot of elbowing in the ribs. There's a lot of shots in the kidney that just don't get called. But if Tina Charles tries to battle for position and defend herself a little bit, she's getting texts. Now, again, this is Tina Charles. I'm not talking about maybe like Sabu, whoever, I forgot how to say her name, but the light-skinned, tallish chick on the wing, Sabu, you know who I'm trying to think of, right? We're not talking about her. We're not talking about some new school power forward that's just kind of getting their feet in the. We're talking about Tina Charles. Tina Charles is up there with the BGs. Brittany Griner. Tina Charles is up there with the Diana Taurasi's, with the Sue Birds, with the Cheryl Swoop, with the legends of our game, with the Elena Deladons, if you will. But even she is falling victim to the superstar whistle. And that is all coming from the clout of Caitlin Clark. Now, Caitlin Clark was out there playing much better than she has over the course of this year. I will say that, because the games I've watched with her, she has played horrible. So she played really good tonight, almost had a double-double. I thought her ability to move the ball and run the team is great. Must be nice to have a point guard. I thought she played fine. Hit a couple of deep-ish threes. Good for her. We won't address the air balls from half court that she took in real time, not even garbage time, but in real time, but that's not even there. We won't address the fact that she is a push-off artist. Like, if that's a badge on 2K, her and LeBron got that on lock. A push-off artist. We won't talk about how she is able to scream at the ref after every play that doesn't go in the favor of the Fever, to the point where her coaching staff is literally dragging her over to the bench because she's just screaming on the refs, but she don't get a tech. But if a player is annihilated by someone on Indiana, Tanisha Wright's going to get a tech for asking what's going on. Cool. But again, I can't even sit here and focus on what the Fever did because I'm so distracted by what is happening with my team. Now, speaking of Tanisha Wright, you see the title of the video. We're getting to the shenanigans right now. I don't know what I can get away with saying here on the local W because it's not my personal channel. You know, I'm just an employee. Like, I get that, but this needs to be said. And if you're watching this, it means I got it off somehow. But she needs to be fired. I'm sorry. There's no way around it. Coach Tanisha Wright needs to be fired. We're not joking anymore. I know I've said that 3 videos in a row, but I'm not joking anymore. I'm serious. Fire her now. She is. I'm running out of adjectives at this point for how bad she is. And again, I'm starting to think that maybe this is just the curse of me, where every team I support, every time I cover here on YouTube, every time I cover a team, the coach is just not all the way up here. Now, Quinn Snyder, I don't have these issues with Quinn Snyder. Now, I didn't watch a lot of the Hawks. I don't lie to you, but I don't have these issues with Quinn. I just want to make that clear. So it's not every time. I'm not saying fire the coach every time, but this time, I got no issue with Quinn Snyder. But this time, I'm back on it again. You got to fire Coach Wright right now. It is embarrassing the fact that at the start of the game, you are triple teaming Aaliyah Boston and just leaving a carousel of shooters open. How many times in the beginning of the game did we see them kick it out to a wide open 3, and they were so wide open, nobody even ran to close out? Now, they would have been late, might have got the pump fake and ran into, who knows what would have happened. But you got to at least try. It was almost as if the players were told, don't contest threes. We'll live if they make one. I don't understand how a professional basketball coach in the year 2024 says, we'll let them have the 3, just don't let them lay the ball up. That doesn't even mathematically, like, she's so god-awful at her job. It scrambles my brain. She's gotta go. And then when we've been cooked so many times by Caitlin, cause Caitlin started getting in her bag. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hate. She started getting in her bag a little bit. This is me getting in my bag. She started getting in her bag a little bit, and she started cooking folks. So all of a sudden, Coach Wright says, okay, Aaliyah Boston is no longer the problem. Send the triple team to Caitlin Clark, who wants to pass first every time. I just don't understand how a coach could think that going from triple teaming the only person in the paint to sending a literal, and this is not an exaggeration, I'm talking about 3 to the ball, a triple team. There are 3 Atlanta Dream players that just surround Caitlin Clark. That means, and again, let's just use math here, okay? So if you have 3 on one player, there's only 2 other players left because there's only 5 on the court, right? So that's 3. 3 people are being covered. That means you have 2 wide open players for Indiana. And the person you have 3 people on is an above average passer and an arguable generational talent, whose thing is distributing the ball and hitting impossible shots. I don't, for the life of me, understand how any coach could think that that is a good idea. Not on the professional level, not on a toddler level. I don't understand how anyone from Church League to 2K to the YMCA could possibly think that that is a good strategy. It blows my mind, the defensive lapses that Tanisha Wright just has, and we haven't even gotten to the offense. We haven't even gotten to the offense. I'm talking about just strictly the defense, the thing she's supposed to be known for. I can't say anything but fire the coach, because it's like that's literally all we can do at this point. You can't blame the players. The talent alone on the roster is the only reason why we're in games, so I don't want to hear it. And I don't want to hear anybody sit there and say that it's because Ryan Howard didn't play and because she got hurt last game. Because we still had 2 All-Stars and a former MVP in the starting lineup. And you lost to children. You lost to children that got the #1 pick 2 years in a row. It's inexcusable. Losses like this are inexcusable. If you lose to Minnesota, well, I think they're trash and I don't respect them. At least the record will say something else. But when we're losing to children, when we have a on-paper super team based on the recent accolades, it just makes me sick. Offensively, it literally seems like Coach Wright is sabotaging the team itself. The fact that Crystal Dangerfield, and again, if I was sitting here naming people that weren't household names, then I can understand how you can say, yo, you're doing too much. Wait a minute, who do you think they are? I'm talking about name brand talent. There is no way that Crystal is running into the paint and isn't even looking to score, even when she's wide open under the basket. And they were getting shot clock violations. What is the plan? What's the play? Why are you limiting who can score and who can't? The times where I am literally watching, where the players are screaming at each other, trying to figure out, well, what are we even running? If it's not a fast break, the players have no idea what they're supposed to be doing on offense. I'm talking about there are literal times where they would just be standing there arguing with the ball, and all of a sudden there's 3 seconds left. Quick, pass it to Alicia Gray, hope for the best. What we are watching isn't even basketball anymore. I don't know what it is, but it ain't basketball. And I'm sick of it. I am beyond sick of the shenanigans. I am beyond sick of watching another wasted season go down the drain. And it's not too late. You can fix it. You can figure something out. Maybe let old bald lady coach. You get a lady that ain't got no hair. Whoever she is on the dream set, let her coach. She's got to have a better game plan than what Tanisha's doing. Because I'm telling you, on both sides of the court, they're so dysfunctional. They're so all over the place and discombobulated. It's a joke. It's like I'm watching a game of 2K and someone's little cousin just has the remote control spinning around in a circle. The players look disoriented. The players look confused. Nobody knows what to do. And in the meantime, we're getting slaughtered by basement dwellers. The Fever are trash. I don't care how many games they won in a row, because 2 of them were against Chicago, and they're trash too. There is no reason, off principle alone, that a starting lineup of Alicia Gray, Haley Jones, and God, she been messing up. She's turning into Arie McDonald before our very eyes, and it, it hurts to see. It's painful. There's no reason why a starting lineup of Haley Jones, Alicia Gray, Nia Coffey, Cheyenne Parker, and Tina Charles loses to the Fever. I don't care what Kelsey Mitchell's doing. I don't care what any of them are doing. I don't care about Erica Wheeler. You know how I feel about Christy Wallace. Like, I don't want to hear it. There is no reason why I paid $60 for parking at the State Farm Arena and y'all couldn't play defense for longer than 3 seconds. You're going to let them nasty Iowa fans come into the State Farm Arena and embarrass. You're going to embarrass us in front of the state of Iowa, Cornfield Twitter, and Harry the Hawk? You fire Coach Wright right now, or I'm calling up Kendrick and we dropping diss tracks. You pick how you want the rest of this summer to go.